Welcome to the Scene Podcast.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Scene Podcast. I am your humble host, Justin Borak. Thank you so much for joining me. If you don't know what this is, the Scene newsletter is a huge, fancy, famous newsletter that gives you all the theater news that you want, but you might be someone who likes to hear it in your ear holes a little bit more, and that's where we come in. That's right. We have a shows you should know. We have a theater in a minute. We have a bunch of cool rotating segments for you today. But before we go anywhere, I have to introduce you all to my favorite producer, KJ. KJ, say hello.
What's going on, Justin? Happy Monday. Happy episode 4. Can't wait to dive into this one.
Oh, that's right. I love KJ. And KJ, we have a wonderful episode today. So let's get to it, y'all. Let's go to the first segment.
Shows you should know.
All right, it's time for Shows You Should Know, the segment where I get to do my favorite thing in the world, tell you all about plays and musicals you might not have heard of but need to consume ASAP. Let's get to it. The first show I want to talk about is The Cherry Orchard by Anton Chekhov. Now, this play was adapted by Stephen Karam. Oh my gosh, we love Stephen Karam on the podcast. But let's talk about the play, okay? The story. Set in Russia at the turn of the 20th century, The Cherry Orchard chronicles a noblewoman's return to her family estate after a 5-year absence to escape troubling memories of her son's death. Lubov arrives home to find a cherry orchard in full bloom, but the finances of the estate on the verge of ruin. Lubov and her brother, Gabe, find themselves scrambling to retain a vision of gentility amidst a climate of huge social and economic transition. Now here's the thing. Stephen Karam does not stray too far from the source material with this one, okay? And he writes a brilliant, biting, and understandable adaptation of Chekhov's classic. I'm a huge Chekhov nerd, but when I first got into Chekhov, it was really hard for me to grasp his heightened text, because it feels contemporary in a way, but also it was written in Russian and has been translated over and over again, and sometimes it doesn't make the most sense. It makes me think of the Claire Barons, the Annie Bakers, the Tracy Letts adaptations of these Chekhov plays. Stephen Karam fits right there, and The Cherry Orchard is something I personally would say it's the least adapted of the big Chekhov 4. It's like The Cherry Orchard, The Seagull, Three Sisters, and oh my gosh, why am I forgetting the last one? But those are Uncle Vanya. Ooh, oh man, I almost lost it. But this is the big one for me for The Cherry Orchard, and Stephen Karam did an amazing job of making it understandable for a student, understandable for a new Chekhov fan, understandable for anything like that. It's a great bridge to Chekhov's text before you get into a Wilbur translation or something like that. Also, I love The Humans. I love Sons of the Prophet. Stephen Karam is one of, I think, the most underrated playwrights of our generation. He's amazing, and this is an amazing adaptation. So if you're a Chekhov nerd looking for new adaptations, or someone trying to cross the bridge into Chekhov, Stephen Karam's adaptation of The Cherry Orchard is something you should look at immediately. King James by Rajiv Joseph. Oh boy, let's talk about it. The story. The King, LeBron James, years playing in Cleveland, brings promise, prosperity, and renewal to a city in desperate need of all three. It also brings together two unlikely friends in a bond forged by fandom. Told over 12 years, from LeBron's rookie season to an NBA championship in 2016, King James is an intimate exploration of the place that sports occupy in our lives and relationships. This clever and fast-paced comedy traces the arc of two friends whose turbulent relationship is best navigated through their shared love of basketball, and the endless, amiable arguments that erupt from that love. Oh boy, let's talk about it. King James is soon to be published. It should be published by the end of 2023. It's brilliant. I couldn't hold it in. I couldn't not talk about it right now, because there's one thing I love as much as theater in this world, and that is basketball. And I was born in Cleveland. So I am a live or die Cleveland Cavaliers fan. I go to 10 games a year usually. I cried when LeBron's decision. I cried when we won the championship in 2016. I cried when we lost in 2017 and 2018. I cried when LeBron left again. I am obsessed with LeBron James. So when I heard that Rajiv Joseph, the person who wrote Animals Out of Paper, the person who wrote Gruesome Playground Injuries, this genius was writing a play based on his time in Cleveland, his hometown, and the care that came from that city to this man, to LeBron James, I loved it. I loved it so much. I worked so hard to get an early copy of this play, and I got it. And the first time I read this play, I lost my mind. As a basketball fan, as a Cleveland native, as all of that, King James is everything to me. Now, this play does have some mature themes in it. It is brilliant. It is funny. The text is amazing. There are 2 roles in it, and if you identify as either of these roles, great monologues in there for you, great scene work in there for you. It does have some mature themes. There's cursing and stuff like that, but every regional theater in the country, especially in Ohio, cough, cough, Cleveland Playhouse, please do this, should be doing this play. I want people to do this play so bad. So bad. I haven't been able to see it yet because the off-Broadway run, I wasn't available, and it happened in Chicago, and I almost went, but I couldn't. King James, Rajiv Joseph. This play is, if you're a sports fan, this is one of the best sports plays ever written, and I will stand by that. So good. And then finally, Biztown by Rachel Bubelitz. When Miss J, this is the story, when Miss J assigns an adult life simulation project, her class transforms into Biztown, a modern city with a hospital, bookshop, zoo, exotic pet store, and crime. The bottom line is that the kid with the most heart points gets to pick the toppings for their pizza party, okay? And that's a prize worth playing dirty to win. One hard-boiled detective tries to uncover the criminals and set the town on a better path, only to end up ruffling a few feathers and shaking the town to its very foundation, all in the name of a cheese slice. So I read the one-act version. There's a full version of this play, but I loved it. So creative, so smart, so funny, and I think it does a really good job of looking at the inner working of a classroom in a high school and a middle school, and the inner working of society, especially the way students see it. It is wonderful. Being someone who, I'm a playwright for play scripts. I wrote Community Garden. I wrote the upcoming play, Cabin Chronicles. Actually, it's released. Cabin Chronicles, the other play I wrote. I love when people take plays that are written for high schoolers and put a true meaning in it. Put a really good ethical message. And Biztown is a really great exploration of those projects that we did in high school and middle school that really meant something to us. The time that you were given an egg and told not to let it crack for a week. Those projects that you just got so deep into, those simulation projects that you had to do. This is a wonderful retelling. This is a great, great play. I didn't know this play existed, but Biztown is awesome. The one act is 30 to 40 minutes. The full length is, I think, about 90, with anywhere between 8 to 36 actors. So doubling is perfect for any school. Also, everyone's going to be really happy when I say this. All you need to do this play is a bare stage and some folding tables. That is it. It's great. Read this. You can read it for free like you can read anything on Playscripts for free on the website. So check out Biztown by Rachel Bubelitz. It is so good. It's one of my favorite recent reads. Yeah. And those are the shows you should know. Let's get to the next segment, KJ.
Theater in a minute.
That's right. It's time for Theater in a Minute, where I explain something from theater past, present, or future as quickly as my brain will let me. Today's topic is a still living playwright who is one of the most important and greatest playwrights of all time, and that is Paula Vogel. So KJ, let's get to it. Start the clock on Paula Vogel's Theater in a Minute in 3, 2, Paula Vogel is a renowned American playwright and educator known for significant contributions to contemporary American theater. That was a tongue twister. Early life. Okay. Paula Vogel was born on November 16, 1951 in Washington, D.C. She attended Bryn Mawr College and later studied under renowned playwrights such as Edward Albee at Yale School of Drama. Edward Albee? What? Vogel's career as a playwright took off in the 1980s and 90s with notable works like The Baltimore Waltz, 1990, which won an Obie Award, and Hot and Throbbing in 1994. However, she gained widespread recognition and acclaim for her Pulitzer Prize-winning play How I Learned to Drive. Oh my lord, it was wild. I love that play. Vogel is known for her daring and thought-provoking plays that often tackle sensitive subjects. Her work challenges traditional theatrical boundaries, boy do they, and explores such topics as sexuality, gender, and social issues. Paula Vogel has had a significant impact on the next generation of playwrights through her teaching. She has served as a professor at various institutions, primarily Brown and Yale, and her mentorship has inspired so many emerging playwrights. One rhymes with Bara Drool. It's Sarah Rule. I'm talking about Sarah Rule. In addition to the Pulitzer Prize for How I Learned to Drive, Vogel's also received numerous awards throughout her career, including an Obie Award, Susan Smith Blackburn Prize, and the Lifetime Achievement Award from the Dramatists Guild. Vogel has always referred to herself as an advocate for gender and diversity in the theater industry. She's actively worked to promote the work of female underrepresented playwrights throughout her entire career. Paula Vogel continues to write plays and to contribute to the theater community beyond her early successes. Some of her later works include The Long Christmas Ride Home, a wonderful play if you love puppets and Christmas, and Indecent, which is so good. It explores the controversial history of the play God of Vengeance. Finally, oh, you thought I was done? Paula Vogel's newest play, called Mother Play, is opening on April 2nd of 2024. That's right, next year, the Hayes Theater on Broadway through Second Stage. And guess who's in it? Celia Keenan-Bolger, Jim Parsons, that's right, Bazinga, and Jessica Lange. Oh my gosh, I'm going to be there with bells on. Paula Vogel's career has had a profound impact on American theater, and that is saying it lightly, not only through her groundbreaking plays, but also through her mentorship and advocacy for a more inclusive and diverse theatrical landscape. Boom, Paula Vogel, Theater in a Minute. We out of here. I do love Paula Vogel, though, and I'm so excited for Mother Play. But let's get to the next segment.
Have you subscribed to Broadway Book Club? Click the link in the show notes to see how you can get your favorite plays straight to your door. Subscribe annually to get the new themes each quarter, or choose from our specialty curated collections. What are you waiting for? Head to the show notes for more information on Broadway Book Club.
Thank you, KJ. Welcome back to the rotating segment, Playdate with Play to Z, guys. I'm so excited to be here for this rotating segment. It's one of my favorite. I'm joined by one of my best friends, Erica Kuhn. Erica, say hello.
Hello.
Erica, do you know what we're doing on today's Playdate with Play to Z?
I thought we sat down to record a Play to Z episode, so I'm entirely caught off guard and excited for the mystery.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know Playdate with Play to Z is our podcast where we talk at length about theater like nerds. So go check that out if you want to. But Playdate with Play to Z is what I do here on the Scene podcast, where I get Erica into our studio secretly, and I get her recording on
really
something.
good today.
Yeah, I get her recording on something. She has no idea what we're gonna do. So are you ready to record?
I'm ready.
Are you prepared for everything?
No.
Everything we're doing today?
I have no idea what's going on.
Okay, today your challenge for
All right.
Playdate with Play to Z. You have 3 minutes.
Okay.
3 minutes. That's it. I'm setting a timer. 3 minutes to give me Erica's dream season at a regional theater.
Oh.
There are some stipulations though.
Okay.
6 shows max, and it has to be at least 2 musicals.
Oh. Oh. That's
you sounded
not
so
nice.
disappointed.
I am disappointed. That's difficult.
No, you
can
like
I,
some
Can I ask
musicals.
you for help if I need it?
Yeah, I can
Okay.
be. That's the one thing you get, is that I can help you sometimes.
That's the one thing I get.
But I'm allowed to say no to helping you.
Okay.
For like fun.
Okay.
Are you ready?
6 shows.
6 shows max.
Okay.
Okay, but 2 have to be musicals.
Oh. Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
And go.
Okay.
Okay.
Honestly, one of the first musicals I ever liked was Spring Awakening.
It's a beautiful show.
I like Spring Awakening.
It's
I
a
like
great,
Dinkin'
great show.
Chic. But what if we keep that thematic, right? What if we kick off a season like with Spring Awakening?
That'd be super fun.
We follow it up with like Dryland.
Oh, that's
You know what I mean?
so
We're like,
good.
let's talk about teen pregnancy now more than ever.
Well, oh yeah, keeping a theme to it kind of in the beginning.
Yeah.
That is wonderful. I love that idea.
Okay, so we've got Spring Awakening. That's
And
one musical.
Let me just
down.
say, because this whole podcast is about like talking about new theater, Duncan
Yeah.
Sheik, I don't mean to take your time. Duncan Sheik also wrote a musical called Alice by Heart, and the licensing just came out. Like,
Yes.
For high school. It's kind of like if you want to do Spring Awakening, but you work at a high school and you can't do something as inappropriate as Spring Awakening, Alice by Heart is a wonderful replacement.
Cool.
But keep going. So we have Spring Awakening, and then Dryland, Ruby Ray Spiegel?
Yes, I believe so.
Wonderful.
Spiegelman?
I
Spiegel?
think it's Spiegel.
I think it's Spiegel.
It's a wonderful play about teen pregnancy and swimmers and high school. It's
so
really good.
It's like mostly a duo play.
A lot of
It's
adult themes,
very,
but
very good.
like very, very, very wonderful.
It's something that should be produced a lot right now.
Yes, 100%.
If we want to keep going thematically with this route, I guess I don't know if it's out yet, but I know that there were revisions that had to be done to Row.
Yeah.
So I would say Row.
Row is a brilliant play, especially for right now.
Yeah. So that's
Obviously, a play about Roe v. Wade.
yeah. So that's 3.
And right now it's like October, November of 2023 while we're recording this. And
Yeah.
we've checked in the last month and it's under like revisions,
Is
obviously,
that
with
what's
everything going on
happening
in the
with it
country.
still? Right.
It might not be in it anymore, but as of recently, it has been under revision. So I'm excited to read the new cut.
Yeah. Okay. So I've got Spring Awakening. I've got Dryland.
You're at a minute and a half.
Oh gosh, I've
Opening
got
with Spring
Row.
Awakening, then Dryland, then
Mhm.
Row.
What would be another musical that fits into this? I'm just not savvy with musicals.
I mean, if we're thinking about like young people musicals, we have Heathers, we have Carrie, we have a bunch of the Star Kid musicals, just because that's on my head. We have Be More Chill. We have
I'm trying to think of like what fits in this theme.
I'm trying to think. A teen or just
I mean,
a,
Carrie is like a menstruation play in a big way.
Yeah, for sure.
And
Carrie's a play about growing up, and it's a play. It's dark and scary.
And it also offers something different than Spring Awakening. But if we're one season,
You do
like
Lizzie.
it's gonna fit into our audience base. I'm not super familiar with Lizzie, but I've heard
Lizzie's
great things
the
about
Lizzie
it.
Borden musical.
Yeah,
It's so good. It's a 4-female musical. They all are like musicians as well. Like they are in a rock band. It's really crazy, but it tells the story of Lizzie Borden like killing her parents.
okay, I'm into that.
It's awesome. I actually think Lizzie would be really
Okay,
cool.
then let's take a left turn into horror and do like let's do reproductive issues into horror.
Into horror.
We'll do Lizzie.
Yeah.
We'll do The Striker because it's one of my
Perfect.
favorite plays of all
Obviously,
time.
The
Carol
Striker,
Churchill.
brilliant
Where am I
Carol
at?
Churchill.
4?
You have
No, I'm
28
at-
seconds left. You're at 5.
Oh, so one more.
Yeah, one more.
Oh, another horror play. Cabin Chronicles by Justin Borak.
Oh, yay!
Scary.
Erica. That's good. And in 2 minutes and 35 seconds.
Once again, I forfeit my time.
All right, let me see this. So, Spring Awakening.
Yes.
Into Dryland.
Yes.
Into Row.
Into Lizzie.
Into Lizzie
Into
the
The
musical.
Striker.
Into Striker. Into
Into
Cabin Chronicles. Oh, Cabin
Look,
Chronicles is the play
a
that just
lot
got published
going
for
on
Weekly
in
Play
this season,
Scripts.
y'all, but you're welcome.
That's a wonderful season.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. That's amazing. Erica, I can't thank you enough for being on the show. You're one of my best friends, and I love you so much. Is there anything you want to plug?
Yeah, listen to our podcast, Play to Z, that we're probably going to record immediately after this.
Immediately after.
It's great. You can find us on our socials. Mine's at Actual Erica Kuhn on
Mine's
Insta.
at Justin Borak.
Yep. He's also got a nice little TikTok thing going on.
I love that you're plugging me on this podcast. When it's like, oh, and make sure you go read Kill the Bird. It's her new play. It's on her new Play Exchange. Go check out her new Play Exchanges. Maybe there's even more stuff up at this point, but check out her wonderful, wonderful play, Kill the Bird. It's truly brilliant.
Yeah, that's me. That's us.
Yeah. All right. KJ, let's get over to the next segment. Thank you, Erica.
Thank you.
Regional Theater Roundup.
That is right. It's time for the Regional Theater Roundup. Seriously, one of my favorite rotating segments because I could talk about a million regional theaters. But just a reminder, one of my favorite things to do, not one of my favorite thing to do in the world is to drive away from my home and to go see a beautiful play at a regional theater. I love doing it. It's awesome. And like regional theaters are also amazing because they're always like willing to help you out with tickets. Like if you're a grad student like me, they're doing cool small theater for nerds like me who love contemporary theater, but then they're also doing like the classics and stuff like that. This theater though is one of my favorite theaters in the world. It's so good. It's in my hometown of Cleveland. It's called Dobama Theater. And just a fun fact of the day, I've called it the wrong name for years because it's spelled Dobama, and I've called it Dobama. It is Dobama. I know for a fact it's Dobama Theater. That's the name. And it is beautiful. Dude, this theater is awesome. It's a small off-Broadway like style theater in Cleveland Heights. It is gorgeous. I'm going to read you their core values because I think it's like wonderful. They go community, justice, and artistry. Community, justice, artistry, and revolution or evolution. I want to read you the community one because it's just beautiful. Dobama nurtures personal and professional relationships in and outside of the theater community by supporting the growth of local theater artists and reaching out, giving back, and embracing each of our neighbors in the Northeast Ohio region. That is what a regional theater does, dude. That's what it does. It creates relationships and community in its area, and it creates art for people to enjoy, take part in, and love. Oh, it's one of my favorite things in the world. And I truly do love this theater so much. Last year in 2022, I saw the beautiful play Kill Move Paradise. It made me fall in love with James Imes. It made me fall in love with this theater. It was gorgeous. I also saw Life Sucks by Aaron Posner. I'm a huge Stupid Effing Bird fan, so Life Sucks is his adaptation of Uncle Vanya, and I loved being able to see that. It was awesome. I saw so much of their season. I saw The Thin Place by Lucas Nath. I love some magic in a play. I saw something else. I see so much of their stuff. This year, their season is amazing. They're doing Make Believe by Bess Wool. I'm literally seeing it. At this point I'm recording this early. At this point, I've already seen it, and I've probably loved it. I love it so much. Make Believe, they're doing Little Women as their Christmas show. They're doing At the Wake of a Dead Drag Queen. They're doing Something Clean by Selena Fillinger. Oh, and then they're doing Significant Other by Joshua Harmon. The perfect Justin season. It's as if Nathan Moda
I believe that's how you say his name, but that's the artistic director. He directs a lot of their stuff too. It's as if he was like, how do we make sure Justin has a great time? You bring Selena Fellinger, Bess Wool, and Joshua Harmon all into your season. That's what you freaking do. And you did it. So I thank you abundantly. They are awesome. One thing about them that I love, they always have pay what you will nights in a run. They always have mask required shows in a run. So if you still want to wear a mask when you're in a space like a theater, they do that. They make it possible. They do everything they can to make the audience feel comfortable and safe in an intimate, cool, small theater. It's wonderful. Dobama Theater is one of my favorites, and it being from my hometown of Cleveland, I can't stop but support them and love them. So today's regional theater roundup, Dobama Theater. Go check out their season. I'm pretty sure the next show that is in their season when this comes out is Little Women. So if you're looking for a cool Christmas show in Ohio, go check out Little Women. Oh, I saw their Christmas show last year too. It was like a Wizard of Oz adaptation that I think the artistic director either wrote the music for or wrote the book of or something. They do really, really cool stuff there. And I thoroughly enjoy, I brought my whole family to that one. I just thoroughly enjoy the theater. They're great. I'm not going to miss a show this season. I really don't think I will. I think I'm going to go 5 for 5. And I'm very proud of myself. Dobama Theater, Cleveland Heights. Go check it out. And that is the Regional Theater Roundup. Boom. And that's our show. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you to the team at The Scene for letting us do this show. We love making it. Thank you to KJ for editing and being the producer extraordinaire. I'll see you guys next week for another episode with shows you should know, Theater in a Minute, and a bunch of fun rotating segments. And I will see you all soon. I'm going to end this podcast the way I end every podcast, by being a theater student very scared in front of their teacher for the first time and saying the words that we all love to hear. And scene. I'll see you guys next time.
The Scene podcast is made possible by our host Justin Borak, our producer and editor KJ Lampar, and our executive producer Zach Dooley.
Special thanks to Erica Kuhn, Melissa Klein, and Zoe Dick for their special contributions to this episode. Don't forget to follow the show wherever you get your podcasts to stay up to date with our latest theater antics. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you again next time.